Hello. Hey there. How you feeling? I know everything's pretty rough for you. Hello, Wendy and Wendy. I'm not really feeling better, but I know I haven't live streamed in a while. So, with everything going on, I figured I might as well hop on for a little bit. Might have to turn my fan on, though. It's starting to get hot. Everything's been crazy with what happened yesterday. I'm waiting to, uh, well, I mean, kind of, I can't really say I hope it goes well for you, but I mean, I know funerals are hard, you know. I guess I could just say, I hope it goes as planned. I'm still waiting to hear back from Bullet SpongeBob. We were talking about possibly going out and doing a little auditing today, but his wife has just had surgery yesterday, so we were going to go earlier in the week, but then he got sick, and then his wife had pre-op, and then she had her operation yesterday, and it ran over by 2 hours, so I'm guessing the notification must not have gone out. Or at least, it seems like nobody really got it because there's only like 5 of you in here. I mean, now 4. So, the last I looked, nobody else was live. That was the whole reason I went live. With what happened, everybody's been kind of stepping on each other's streams. Oh, Tammy's live. So, how are you ladies doing? Hey, Mike. I hate when the notifications don't go out. Apparently, they're having a heck of a dispute over there. Looks like Ian and Tammy are arguing over who was legal about what yesterday. I don't know about you guys, but I did not see Padilla step on the actual footprint of the building's property. So, as far as I saw, he didn't break the trespassing that's against him because he was criminally trespassed yesterday. So, I don't know. I mean, I did not see his feet cross that line. Now, they may be including the sidewalk that is the perimeter of the parking lot. So, if that's the case, that's what they might be trying to get him at. No, but Wendy, he didn't even go on the steps because he knew if he touched the steps, he would be trespassed. That's why he stayed where he did, and Tucson went up inside. But I'm thinking they're counting that sidewalk around the perimeter of the parking lot as well. They might be throwing that into the trespass perimeter. I can move this. This doesn't have to be so up in my face. I'm still not used to it. Hey, 5150. Just adjusting the mic a bit. Hopefully that still sounds okay. Oh yeah, Wendy, his shadow cast that direction, yeah. But if you watch the video real closely, you never see him actually cross that line onto the first step. But I think they're throwing that sidewalk because you saw the parking lot was right there. So I think they're including the whole parking lot, the sidewalk around the parking lot. I think they're throwing all that into the trespass. And that's why they criminally trespassed him. That's my guess. I mean, I can only go by what I saw. Morning, Russell. But I never saw his foot cross that line onto the step. Now, who knows what they're going to try to throw at him? Because, I mean, look what they did to Tucson. You hear them say, go across the street or go across the parking lot. I don't remember isn't that okay even if on the steps? No, the steps are part of the property. So that he's trespassed from the property, not just the buildings. So he's trespassed from the entire footprint of the property. That's the way they see it. Which is why he stayed where he did. Hey, Johnny. But yeah, they told Tucson, go across the street. But within a half a second, they were on him. I mean, they literally did not give him an opportunity to move. So, I mean, I'm not sure what they were thinking with Tucson. I mean, I know Tucson, you could hear Tucson get a little loud with them. I doubt he put his hands on them because they did not go for assault, which means they had no reason to go after him that fast. No, they went after Padilla first. I mean, after Tucson was pushed out of the building, 5150 on my channel, there's a side-by-side with both of their videos running simultaneously. So go check that out. But when you see what happened was after Tucson got pushed out of the building, blah, 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 Tucson starts walking down the steps towards Padilla. That's when the cop, the chunky cop with the glasses, came running out. Well, not running out, but walking fast, pushed past Tucson, and went and immediately grabbed Padilla's phone, which ended up killing Padilla's stream. The cop grabbed it so hard, it hit the power button or whatever and killed the stream. So that's when Padilla's cuts out. And then Tucson is filming it, and they immediately turn towards him, saying, hey, go across the street, blah, blah, blah. And they did not give him a chance to go across the street. So, I mean, the fact is, I think they're going after him because he was on the footprint of the property, if they're including the parking lot in the trespass. Now, I've never been legally trespassed from any place, but I have been told I could not go on the property or I would be trespassed, and that included parking lots and everything else. So, I don't know if that's what they're going after him for, but I'm guessing that's what they're interpreting as. They're interpreting it as the entire footprint of the property. So, that includes parking lot, sidewalk within the parking lot, all those things. Yeah, 5150 is doing awesome. She's doing a great job, and hopefully her and Mrs. Constitutional will get together and do some audits over there in Tennessee. All I know is I was sitting in Tucson's live stream when it happened, and uh, blah blah blah. Oh, just some troll in another comment section. Um, well, yeah, he's been auditing them a lot, yeah, but still, that doesn't give them rights to do what they did. Like I said, with Tucson, they didn't even give him the opportunity to leave and walk across the street, even though that was an unlawful order, anyways. They can't order him across the street like that. Even if they go by spectator rules, the Supreme Court ruled you only have to be 10 feet away. So, even if they were going by that, they still have no right to tell Tucson to go all the way across the street. And they didn't even give him the opportunity to go across the street anyways. You know, I mean, it happens so fast. They tell him to go across the street, and they immediately start grabbing on him. Oh, well, that would explain why there's nobody in here. Well, I don't have Batusai's permission to mirror his stream, or I would. I mean, if you guys want to leave, that's fine. I'll just cut the stream. It's up to you guys. I mean, he's not going to do much. I mean, he might be auditing to see their reaction. I hope he brought backup. I hope he's careful. I mean, but like I said, I don't have his permission to mirror his stream, so. Yeah, you're right, Johnny. He's getting confronted right now. Oh my goodness, why didn't my notifications even go off? I wish I had his permission to mirror it. I would just mirror it for you guys. Even if I try and ask, he's not going to respond to me. He's like the one person I don't have his phone number. Black Desert, I'm not going to do it without actual permission. Live stream offline, yeah, it's offline. I'm trying to find out what happened. The messages are scrolling so fast, I don't know if they're even going to see my messages anyways. Yeah, I know, it's dead. Man, won't they shit a brick if they're breaking Turner versus Driver when they arrest Turner? Well, that would explain why Tay wasn't answering me either. She's in there. I know that had to be a hectic stream for her to try to be moderating. He went with no backup? The chief went white as shit. Well, yeah, but still, it's still hard to moderate a channel that large. I mean, I moderate Black Label, so I know what it's like. I mean, when you got hundreds of people, you don't understand. When you're a moderator, you got all these messages flying by. So, finding the truth, if you're in here, thanks for the subscription. I'm moderate for Black Label and quite a few other people, actually. But when you got hundreds of people and you got all these messages that you got to review and you got to click yes or no to approve them, all that, and you're trying to keep up with it, that's frustrating. I wish I had his permission to mirror his stream. Oh, thank you, Finding the Truth. Well, I appreciate it. He's back. Oh, you did, Ben? Yeah, I don't have his permission to mirror his stream. I've never asked him, so I was gonna run it in here, but... Oh, yeah, no, yeah, definitely. Shout out to Wolfman. He's awesome. Wolfman, hell, he's there to help anybody that needs it. Doesn't matter if it's Jack, Todd, he was there with Ben when Ben was down there. I'm trying to ask him now. I don't think he's looking at the text. Hey, Ocean. Well, Batman's live, Ocean. He's over at Leon Valley, where Tucson and Padilla got hemmed up. Unfortunately, he's not seeing my messages requesting if I can mirror his stream. So it looks like he has it mounted on his head or something, the camera. No, they're giving him the paperwork he asked for. A records request. He's not arrested or nothing. Man, everybody flocked out of here. Holy crap. They won't give him a pen. Oh. Man, I should have asked Ben to text him and ask if I could go mirror his stream. I don't have the 2-size number. Yeah, he came back online like a couple minutes ago. You hope you never need me in an emergency. What do you mean? I can't just assume it's okay to mirror a channel that large that's a monetized channel. That can cause all kinds of friction with people. Black Desert Cat, that's not... His channel's monetized, which means the more viewers he has, the more money he makes. Yeah, it's about respect, though. It's not about fair use. It's about respect. He's getting paid to have subscribers in his channel watching this. For me to just go in there, you know, and hijack his stream without permission is, you know, it's asking for personal headaches I don't need. Well, I mean, you're entitled to your opinion, but it's about respect. And I just don't want to be put in a position where I'm mirroring somebody's stream without permission, especially a stream that large that's monetized. I mean, that would be like pulling people from your concert to go to my concert instead and pay me instead. You know. He's being so polite to them. I'm sorry, I just don't have that kind of patience. Hey, Ben, if you're still in my stream, can you text him and ask if I can mirror it? Yeah, a lot of people aren't catching Batman's sarcasm about putting a sign up. As we all know, putting a sign up saying no filming would still be unlawful. Yeah, I'm watching both. I mean, nobody was live when I went live, so that's why I went live. You know, I didn't think Batman was going to go there by himself. I'm going to text Black Label. Ask him if he'll ask Batman if I can mirror it. Don't you hate when you like type out a message, and then when you realize you just made like 8 typos, and you gotta go back and fix them? Well, he might. I don't know if Wolfman and them are still there, like within, within shouting range. I would hope that Batman didn't go there alone. But at the same time, if anybody knows how to handle himself in that situation, it's Batusai. Very good point. Yeah, last time I did a stream, I had my stream here on the laptop screen. Then I had what I was playing on the monitor, had something else playing on the TV from the laptop, and then I was on another stream on my phone. All at once. Yeah, he might FOIA them. I mean, hmm. I love watching Rika's comments. Oh, buff. Oh, okay. He was buffering for a minute there. The level, yes, Ocean. The level of sarcasm he's feeding them, and they're not catching any of it. It's hilarious. He's saying things like, "Yo, well, you guys are the police, and everybody should, everybody knows they should obey the police," and they didn't catch it. Wow, he's slick. Sorry, Wendy. It's a background image of an old medieval town. He's gonna sit right where they picked up Padilla. I don't see anybody there with him. I don't see nobody out in the parking lot with him. Yeah, I don't think that was blood. It looked way too bright red, and it looked old. I mean, I looked at Jay Spurs, Jay Spur 210. Yeah, I haven't subbed to him and go do it, but I looked at his video, and I zoomed in. I pulled up my video editing software, and I zoomed in on the supposed blood spots, and did not look like blood. What I can't believe is that they went and they took Padilla's car. I don't know his condition. I was in the middle of something when Wolfman streamed his release, so I don't know the exact condition. He's not poking the bear. He's staying legal. That's the whole point. The only thing I think he's pushing his luck on is going there alone. Which, like you guys said, he may have backup out of view. Yeah, I don't blame people. Channel drop like a stone. I'm surprised he parked so close. Oh, yeah, he's got the pocket guide to criminal law. Texas Vet has one that's like a brick, real thick. Yep. Whose stream is dropping, Steve? Yours? I'm watching my stream health on my other screen right now, and I'm still in the green. I've got perfect health from the stream. I've got no dropped frames. Oh, Desert. It's not, like I said, it's a respect thing. It has nothing really to do with my view of the monetizing, but I don't know. For all I know, Batusai pays half his bills with his stream. And if that's the case, and I'm stepping on his money, that's bad. Well, Steve, Sasquatch and Tammy, both their streams, they don't have very strong internet connections, so they tend to buffer a lot and drop. I can't say about the Bears. I just know with Sasquatch and Tammy's. I mean, I've done the whole mirroring streams before where I had permission, but there was a couple people that didn't know I had permission, and they thought I was causing a rift, and I wasn't. I mean, we settled it. I'm just saying I want to avoid that again. So that's why I won't just grab his stream without permission. Man, they're getting so frustrated with him, it's hilarious. Man, I really hope Bullet SpongeBob wants to go out auditing today. I mean, I don't blame him if he doesn't, because his wife just had surgery, but I'd like to get some actual, what's the word I'm looking for? On purpose audits. You know, I had accidental stuff I've done in the past, which I lost the footage of. It was on that 32 gig card that melted. But I would like to go on purpose, an intentional, full-blown audit. Ian, we were just talking about mirroring other people's live streams on my live stream. All right, Steve, thank you. I appreciate that. Ian, she's got pretty much what she needed. Okay, I was just informed he would most likely not allow it, so I'm not going to push it and mirror his stream unless I hear directly from him. So, well, I mirror videos just fine. It's different mirroring videos. You know, everybody plays other people's videos that are capable of it. Ian, Tay got pretty much everything she needs. She was waiting for somebody to send her a phone to see if it's good, you know, to replace hers. If not, then she's got to buy one. So, but I did just receive a text telling me most likely he will not allow mirroring. Or rather, he will not be okay with it. It's not a matter of allowing, it's a matter of respect, and he would probably request that I not do it. From somebody that knows him very well. Oh, Felipe Hemmings in there. Not starting anything, just saying I saw him say something. He needs to put slow mode on, though. Wow, News Now California. A lot of popular names are in there. Yeah, he definitely needs slow mode. What are you unsubbing from me, Desert? I mean, I'm sorry to hear that. Like I said, it's not worth the animosity it would cause. Oh. I hate when this cigarette sticks to your lip. No, I just misunderstood what Black Desert was saying, that's all. Be careful, his stupidity may be infectious. You're in China, Ian? Last I knew, you were in Britain or thereabouts.
Or maybe you're telling the truth.
Hey, America.
But the fact that he doesn't want to talk to me anymore.
No, I came online because nobody was live, but then right after that, Batusai went live, so we're all just kind of double streaming it right now.
And I'm pretty sure they ran my plates, but you know, I don't care because I'm sure they would know who I am because I already mentioned that I was Turner and a Turner versus driver. So it doesn't
Yeah, I know.
take a rocket scientist to just Google that and figure out who I am.
They need to Google it. They need to read Turner versus Driver again.
I saw this cop car pull out of the lot here.
He's right, though.
Likely running my tags, which I don't care. It's public.
They probably ran his tags, you know. Hey, China, welcome. How you doing?
So, either way. I mean, I just wanted to go in there and inquire about a simple process, and I was grabbed.
Yeah, he made no effort to hide his car, so.
And threatened with the arrest if I didn't leave.
And 5150, I did verify with Black Label that he got my text about the you and the laptop. So just so you know, he is aware of it. So he may try to contact you and talk to you about it. I don't know. I hope he does, but yeah, they deleted their Facebook, which that's illegal. That's public record.
Alright, guys.
He's going up, I think, Desert. He's getting in his car to leave.
So then, guys, you guys stay safe, stay vigilant.
Yeah, he's cutting it.
Just to toast that out.
There, I just said I'm still live if anybody cares. So if anybody wants to continue chatting. Yeah, I'm like they were talking about, Ben was talking about, and other people were all talking about being tired of all the crap. You know, hey, Spitshine. 51, 50, 50. Okay. So, you know, but I'm with Ben about, you know, wanting all the crap to be stopped. Hey, Albert. Face blowing a kiss emoticon. Albert, I don't think your reader caught that one. Hey, Bev. Hey, Johnny. Looks like we might end up with a Turner V Driver V2. Hey, Hawkwind, welcome. My chat is just an open forum, bullshit, talk, whatever you want. You want to chat, spam your channel, go for it. You know, friendly chat, whatever, no drama. Everybody's welcome. So don't go, none of my mods, don't go start kicking anybody out unless they deserve it. But everybody's welcome if they want. You know, just shoot the shit, talk, whatever. We're all talking about what happened, you know? One of the things we were discussing earlier was the whole where no, you're fine, Tay. But the whole where Padilla was standing yesterday when they picked him up, um, I still think they grabbed him on the grounds that they're including their parking lot and the surrounding sidewalk. It's part of the trespass that they gave him. You're right, Hawkwind. They need it. They need it bad. I mean, that place, what they've been doing in the past, and then what they did yesterday. Now they're giving Batusai the runaround and telling him about a law that doesn't exist. I loved the sarcasm he was feeding them. That was just hilarious. You know, they did not catch his sarcasm at all. That was the best part. I know Tay caught it. I kept seeing her laughing in the channel and that. So, that was funny. Heart with stars. Yeah, again, Albert, I don't think your reader is getting it. Yeah, he is, Tay. You're right. He's going to take him for a loop. He will do that research. And he will verify that that law does not exist. Hey, Arizona. Yeah, Hawkwind. Yeah, I was worried too because I saw that he didn't have anybody with him. I mean, I hope he had people at a distance. If he did, it's smart not to say so because the cops were watching his stream. So, you did? Awesome, Spitshine. Did you record it? Yeah, you're right, finding the truth. You're right. They tased the hell out of him. If they were to tase me, I will die. My heart cannot survive being tased. My heart is already shot. I've got 5 stents in it, and they're platinum stents, so they're metal. They conduct electricity. So if I get tased, I'm dead. But I also don't intend on letting it get to that level. My way of auditing is going to be pretty much like Ben does. He's courteous until they force him to be otherwise. Not just Ben, but a lot of people do that. But that's my intent is I'm going to be openly courteous until they try to violate me or violate my rights. Hey JH, how you doing? I'm sorry if my voice is a little hoarse, guys. I haven't been feeling real good the last week and a half. So I apologize for any hoarseness and that. That's why I haven't really been live streaming. Yeah, you're right. He wasn't. You're right, Hawkwind. Especially once they realized that he was Turner and Turner versus Driver. Paul Mars. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess the only thing I could say they made a mistake on was not making sure that Padilla's wife had Tucson's contact information and vice versa. So if you're ever out auditing, make sure all your spouses, your loved ones, whatever, they know how to get in contact with everyone involved. I believe they changed. They claimed it was a law. He said it was a penal code. Hey, New Jersey driver or diver, apologies. So When they're claiming it's penal code, they're claiming it's law. Yeah, Paul, you're right. It does. Like my email is on my about page, and Tay and Black Label and a bunch of other people, 5150, they all know how to get a hold of me. So, yeah, well, it's a good thing he has that pocket guide to the law. And knowing Batman, he's going to do the research. He's going to put in the effort. He will verify one way or the other every single thing they said. Hey, Black Label, tell us how you really feel. Yeah, I mean, I can't believe they were trying to keep him. I mean, you saw it. They were trying to keep him out of the building. They were trying to get rid of him as quick as they possibly could. Well, if calling Hemming is what it takes to get things sorted out, then go for it. They should call whoever's necessary. It doesn't matter who it is. Anybody should be. You know what? I mean, where's my blocked users list? I only blocked Hemming that day because he wouldn't stop the yelling or whatever, but we're not going to go into that. I'm going to remove the hide on Hemming. I don't know if he's in here or not, but either way, I'm going to remove it. So, it's removed. Let's remove Barry Witcher, too. Let's see if he ever comes back in here. He's funny. Like, you know, I'm with Black Label. What he was talking about yesterday and he was talking about this morning, you know, over the crap, over the fighting, all the nonsense. You guys see what happens when we aren't all working together. You know, it would have worked out a lot better if they showed up with 10 or 20 people yesterday instead of just those two. You're right, finding the truth. That's what kills me about all these trolls that keep saying auditors are only in it to try to get money. They want to sue, blah blah blah. They don't realize what it takes to try to sue the police or to sue the local government. The amount of money necessary to hire attorneys and everything else. So, you know, it's hard. If just anybody could sue, they would. Everybody would be suing, you know. So, it's not about suing. I'm so sick and tired of seeing trolls say that in comment sections. Because, I mean, every day I go through and I look at all the new videos and I see who's been doing what, who's kicking ass, and I see it all the time. Oh, yeah, the Chi-Town ladies, they're definitely kicking ass. Denise is kicking ass. Chi-Town, Amanda, they're all kicking ass. You know, the people out in California have been kicking ass. Hey, Michigan. Yeah, suing costs a lot of money. It costs a boatload of money. It's insane how much it costs to sue. People will say, oh, well, you know, they get their money back when they win. Well, there's no guarantee they're going to win, first off. Second off, an attorney's not going to work on a case for years or however long it takes without a retainer. So, well, you know how hard it would be to sue it yourself? It's one thing to defend yourself in a misdemeanor case in front of a misdemeanor judge. It's another to go and try to sue a local government or the police yourself. That's just crazy. Yeah, well, there you go. I don't know how accurate that is, Eastern Kentucky, but either way, yeah, you take it. Say you get $100,000 award for winning a case. Now you got to pay the lawyer fees back. You still got to pay court fees unless you included court fees in the suing process. They don't just automatically throw those in there. So you got to hope that your counsel was smart enough to put that in. But still, you got all those fees. Now your lawyer's going to cost you an insane amount of money. Then you got to pay taxes. The tax rate on settlements is ridiculous. Hawkwind, why do you need an attorney? Sadly, a lot of judges look down on people who defend themselves. That old adage, only a fool has what is it called? What is the adage? He who defends himself has a fool for a lawyer, something to that effect. Judges think that way. Judges want you to use people on the bar. They want all the money going through the bar. Yeah, Robert, look at that. Look what Robert just said. Okay, China. Yeah, and like Tom Kenny is saying, the amount of knowledge it takes. You have to know every law, every applicable case law. You gotta consider every defense, everything the defense will come up with. Well, yeah, you can defend yourself if you do your homework, but it's an insane amount of homework. Now, if say you're a father supporting a family, you're the breadwinner of the family. Now you got to dedicate so much time to learning, so much time to, because when you're defending yourself, you have to appear in court every time. You have to. So that right there's more time you got to dedicate to it. That's just crazy how much it costs. Yeah, you're right, they can force you to get an attorney. And you like the law says, you're guaranteed representation no matter what. But if they're forced to give you a public defender, you're going to get the worst public defender there is. What's up, First Amendment? It's just crazy. Then you're going to get the worst one that they have. And trust me, I've had public defenders, okay? The last public defender I had, the other inmates, when I was in jail, the other inmates actually called her a district attorney. She was so bad. So, that tells you. I was lucky that the prosecution offered a great deal to begin with, so I didn't have to deal with her trying to negotiate a better deal and end up screwing me over. But they can't, Hawk? I thought that was every state. First Amendment, really? I thought you had to pay it on settlements too. I thought there was a settlement tax. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I've never been awarded money, so I don't know. I've never been able to. I tried to sue for a wrongful imprisonment, and The lawyer I talked to about it told me that what it would cost to do it versus what I would have won, the ratio was so ridiculous it wasn't worth it. And this is a guy who I was ready to give a retainer to. I was ready to hire him, and he told me don't. He said honestly it wasn't worth it. There was no way I would have won enough. Well, finding the truth, the problem with trying to organize auditors and all that under a certain name or a certain brand, you introduce a whole new list of factors. You know, like somebody was mentioning in Black Label's channel earlier, RICO laws. The government will try to throw some kind of RICO crap on you just for being organized under an official name. Oh, okay. Settlement versus jury award. Okay. Yeah, see, I don't know all that. I have no idea. All I know is, like I said, I tried to sue. Lawyer said it wasn't worth it. He wouldn't even accept my money to retain him. He said it wasn't worth it. So, I mean, that I think though, if we had an audit, say, like Truth is saying, an auditor sponsored lawyer firm, even if it was only one or two lawyers, the fact is you're putting a brand on something. So it introduces a whole new list of legalities that I couldn't even begin to guess what it all is. It would be nice if there were lawyers that would, pro bono. We need to find lawyers that believe in what we believe in. That's what we want. We need lawyers that believe in the cause, believe in what we do, and are willing to help us without ripping us off. Oh, you guys didn't have to pay retainers? That's cool. Man, I hate when my freaking left arm hurts. It always makes me think it's my heart. Yeah, you're right, Fast. It's an insane. That's interesting. Get personal injury, that way you don't pay taxes. Yeah, well, look what, I mean, shit. Look what they just did to Tucson, man. That was just ridiculous. I mean, his screams, oh my god, they were heart wrenching. Because finding the truth, a lot of them don't want to get caught up in civil rights cases. You know, a lot of lawyers do not. I've talked to civil rights lawyers about this, and a lot of them don't want to get mixed up in it. Excuse me. They just don't want to get involved. Yeah, it's a lot, and a lot of them think that they don't want to be associated with a certain type of client. Yeah, there you go, adjust. We need. Hmm, not Slidell. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Thank you for the update. I know Padilla was bailed out late last night, middle of the night, something like that. I didn't realize Tucson was still in there until I saw Wolfman go live earlier when Tate told me he was live and he was there waiting for him to get out with his wife. I had no clue he was still in there. He did not resist. That's what's ridiculous. Unfortunately, there wasn't a third camera there. So they're going to say, I mean, we can hope that there was security footage from outside the building. There's no First Amendment, you're not going to get flamed in here. I took Felipe Hemming off the hide list. The only reason I hit him last time was because he was yelling. But if Felipe can help, then he can help. Who cares who it is? They grabbed Padilla because I believe, this is my belief, this is not fact. This is my belief, okay? Padilla has been trespassed from all the buildings. Now, Padilla went on the assumption that as long as he was outside on the sidewalk, he was still legal. I think, hey Pink, I think they grabbed him. This is just me thinking out loud here. No, I said nobody's going to flame you because you mentioned Hemming. You said you might get flamed for this. I was saying nobody's going to flame you in my channel. If Hemming can help somebody, then let him help. But I think that they grabbed him because he was on the sidewalk on their property footprint as far as being right next to the parking lot. I think that's why, because he was the parking lot. They probably considered still where he was trespassed from the entire property. They're probably going by the property line as it's been laid out. When the building was built, here's your lot. I think they're going by the lot. I think Padilla went by building, they went by lot. So I think that's why they grabbed him. I think they're saying he was trespassed because he was on the lot. Now, Tucson, they did not give him a chance to even leave. They tell him, go across the street and then grab him. I mean, like, literally, he didn't even finish his sentence. He was saying, I don't have to go across the street. But all they did was, he's like finishing his sentence and they grab him. And that's when his arm went down with the camera. That's why it was pointing at the camera. Yeah, fast, that's what I'm saying. I think that because he was on the sidewalk between the building and the parking lot, I believe that they're going by the lot, the building lot, not just the building itself. Yes, Tucson was charged with resisting arrest and interfering with the police. And Padilla was charged with criminal trespass. So, it's ridiculous. But I believe that's why they grabbed Padilla, is they're going by the lot. Yeah, finding the truth. I mean, I'm over all this he said, she said, this side, that side bullshit. I only blocked Felipe that day he called because he was yelling. He's unblocked. If he wants to come in here, he's welcome. So, 5150, gotta go see Alzheimer's. Yeah, you're welcome. I don't know why. You don't have to ask. Not your first time here. But like I said, I believe, sorry as I roll a cigarette, I believe that's why they picked up Padilla. Well, yeah, Boomer, that's what I'm saying. I think they're going by the entire lot. Like, if you were to look on the survey, they have a lot on the survey, a footprint. And I think that's, they're going by the fact that he was on the lot footprint. Because as soon as they recognized him, they like bull rushed him. So somebody said, oh, there's that little son of a bitch or something like that. And they just went after him. And the cop grabbed his phone so hard, I wouldn't be surprised if it's broken. I mean, as soon as the cop grabbed him, the stream went out. Hi, caramba, I've been very ill for the last week and a half, so I have not been doing much. Tom Kenny, yes. It's not unheard of. They trespass people from property all the time. I've never been officially trespassed, but I was told in a certain situation that if I was found on a property, even so much as the parking lot, I would be trespassed, and then the next time I would be arrested, and that included the parking lot. So, yes, but he wasn't on an easement, America. He was on the sidewalk between the building and the building's parking lot. Well, thank you, Truth. What's up, Eggs? But, I mean, if you look at the video, like I said, Padilla was on the sidewalk between the building and the parking lot. So, as far as they're concerned, he was on building property because that's on the building's property footprint. Which they may have him there. I don't know. I don't know the legalities of that down in Texas. All I know is that, I mean, it's a pretty good guess, but I think that's why they grabbed him. And if that's the case, if they technically trespassed him from the property, not just the building, but the property, then he was in the wrong for being on the property, which sucks. But that should be outlined in his paperwork when he was officially trespassed. So that's something he has to look at to see if it's on the official paperwork where he was trespassed. Does it say the building or does it say the property? Paul Marshall, do you mean that they went there with the notion that they would be arrested? I mean, I'm sure they knew it was a risk, but I'm also sure they didn't go there thinking they were going to get tased and all that. So, sorry, I have to drink a boatload of water. So, yeah, well, Ian, yeah, I know it's a toss up, but unfortunately, he didn't walk around the entire perimeter of the property first and film every sign, so I don't know. I hope somebody can go there and do that. Somebody needs to document whether or not there are signs that indicate anything. Is that parking lot part of that building? Or is it part of an overall complex? What? So, I think it's going to be a big issue. Well, Ian, I looked at Google Maps, and the property footprint is actually huge. If you look at it, it seems like it's a complex. But either way, what's important is, hey, Deadly Archer, what's important is what the paperwork says. Yeah, they had no right to touch their cars. They had absolutely no right there. They certainly broke Fourth Amendment laws there. The only way they could legally tow those cars is if the plate was it Walgreens or something that it was parked at, or Rite Aid. They would have to have called the cops and said, we want these vehicles removed. And I think they have to put a warning, at least in New York State, they put a red tag on it with a warning that within 24 hours it will be towed. I don't know if that's applicable in Texas. But as far as Padilla, it's all going to be based on what his paperwork says from when he was trespassed. Whether he was trespassed from the building or the property. That's going to be a big key word there. Building or property. As far as Tucson, that was a bullshit arrest. They didn't even give him time to leave. They told him to go across the street. He began to say, I don't have to leave, something like that. And he didn't even finish his sentence before they grabbed him. So that was nowhere near adequate time for him to leave. Nowhere near. If anybody's able to contact Padilla, because he doesn't answer me, so if anybody can contact Padilla, ask him to check his paperwork from when he was trespassed. I know they gave him a thick stack of papers that day. And see if it says property or building. What is the wordage? What is the verbiage on that paperwork? Right, Robert. But what I'm saying is, in New York State, they have to give you 24 hours. If you're parked at a Walgreens, Walmart, side of the road, doesn't matter. They have to red tag it and then give you 24 hours. And then then they can tow it away. But they still can't just search it just because they towed it. Just like they can't search it because they arrested, even if, let's say, he was on their property, just for the sake of argument. Let's say he was on their property and broke the law. That's him standing there on their property. His car was on a totally separate property. It was on a private property of a store a distance away, which means they had no right to touch it, let alone go through it. Even if say the store said, yeah, we're going to agree to sign a paper saying we wanted it towed, because the police probably bullied them into signing a paper saying they wanted it towed. Tom Kennedy, as far as I know, it's a New York state law. I know in Monroe County, they do not tow your car unless they put a red tag on it and it's been there 24 hours. But yeah, then they can store. They take it, they put it in impound, and then you get 30 days to get it out of impound, or they can auction it off. Tow companies don't have to, though. That's just it. Well, at least I'm not here. I don't know about down there. Tow companies here would simply drag your car up onto a flatbed, and then they would take it and store it in an impound lot. They would slide it right off. They wouldn't care about scratches or anything or about steering. They would just slide it off the flatbed into a spot and leave it there. Both Tom Kennedy, Kenny, sorry, don't mean to say Kennedy. Got Kennedy in the brain from Black Label stream, but in Monroe County, where I live, they cannot just take your car, unless you're like parking in a private homeowner's driveway. But if you're in a store, a private store parking lot, or you're on the side of the highway, or you're parked in, say, an abandoned store. Say it's an empty parking lot, it's been empty for 10 years. Even if you park in there, they still have to red tag the car and give you 24 hours. So, and the only way they can take it immediately is if you park like in somebody's driveway. Yeah, it's an addiction, PS News. I know. I wish I could just quit. I've tried a million times. It's my only crutch, as bad as that sounds, but I don't drink, I don't do drugs, I don't do any of that. Smoking's not a great alternative, but it is what it is. I'm not able to take the quit smoking meds because of my heart meds. Yeah, Wolfman did great, Eggs, you're right. Wolfman deserves a lot of applause. What he did. Yeah, he had a prescription being filled, which means he had business to conduct at that private business. and then he walked away from his car to go do the audit. But either way, his car was there with the intent of performing private business. I don't know if that matters in Texas or not. I really don't. So, either way, I'm sure they'll figure it out. People with a lot more knowledge than I have on the laws and stuff will figure it out. Yeah, Eastern Kentucky, man, I've tried everything to quit. I wanted to try Chantix, but it conflicts with my heart meds. Padilla's lawyer needs to know that. Well, yeah, you're right, he does. But like I said, Padilla, I don't know, if somebody's able to get in contact with him, then contact him. Let him know that's important information. Somebody, come on, Wendy or Boomer, one of you guys, can you throw up the link to Wolfman's channel, please? You're right, Paul. Like I said, Wolfman deserves a lot of applause for what he did. Well, thanks, Jen. Hope you enjoy the beach. It's hot and humid here. It's like 80 degrees and humid. So, I don't know, Ladybird. He hasn't... All he told me last time I asked him about a lawyer, he said it was from the Northeast, is all he told me. He didn't tell me, he didn't indicate which firm or anything like that. Ladybird, can you throw out the link to Wolfman's channel or Michigan Mister, one of you guys? In Texas, it's different. Have kayaks will travel. Hello. I like your name. Yeah, well, see, that's just it. Have kayaks. They probably went and bullied the store into saying they wanted the cars removed. So, thank you, Ladybird. So, I'm subscribed to Wolfman, Paul. I can only subscribe once. I wish people could multiple subscriptions. No, I don't know why you get static, Eggman. I mean, my voice is hoarse, but I don't know why you get static. Unless it's my phone being close to the power supply for the mic. Yeah, that's what I don't know, Dudley. That's what I'm saying. He needs to check his paperwork and find out definitively what is the verbiage. Does it say building or does it say property? So that's going to play a major role in how this plays out. Because if he's trespassed from the property and he was on the sidewalk between the building and the parking lot, they're going to say that's part of the property, not a public sidewalk. They're going to say it's a sidewalk that belongs to the property. I don't know why you guys are going to get noise on the mic. My beard is nowhere near the mic, Wendy. I don't know. It could just be me shuffling around. This mic picks up a lot. Finding the truth? You mean rollers like these? And, bags of organic tobacco like this? Deadly, yes, but if it doesn't matter if it's public property. If it belongs to that property, even if it's public property, if it belongs to the property, that's a very different from a sidewalk along the street. Sidewalk on public property is still considered that property's property. It's part of the footprint. That's a very big difference from the other thing. Yeah, finding the truth. I get like these 2,500 rolling papers for $4. But yeah, so that's going to be a big factor in the defense versus the prosecution. So I really hope that it does not specifically say the property outline. He cannot cross onto the property at all. Well, yeah, that's true, Paul. You're extremely right there. I mean, you're absolutely correct. If the original trespass is invalid, then it invalidates all the trespasses to begin with, because they can't trespass you unless you've first been on the property and then been trespassed. You know, the big round robin. Finding the truth. I don't like the tubes anyways because they always rip or something. I use the thumb roller. Some of you are hearing fuzz, some aren't. I don't know what to tell you guys. There is fan noise, yes. There is fan noise going because there's fans going. It's hot and humid here. I was about to turn on my big fan. It's a fan. It's not constant static. It's a fan. Apparently, it's on a bandwidth that the filter isn't catching. But that's the fan that's cooling off the laptop. It keeps it cool. I can't turn that off. It's a 120 millimeter fan built into the laptop table. So, yes, PS News, but that all, you're like you said, it all depends on that initial trespass as to whether that trespass is valid or not to begin with. Well, it's not just that. There's people mowing the lawn outside. This microphone picks up everything. I mean, this is like a seriously high quality microphone that Steve got me. So there's people outside that are mowing the lawn. So I've done as much as I can with sound filters and stuff with what I have. I don't have a soundboard or anything like that that'll add more filters to it. Albert, it's not that. It's either the fan or the lawnmowers. It's all plugged in right. It's all big heavy duty cables. They're all insulated. Yeah, Ian, you're referring to the parking lot from the where his car was, though, right? So, at any rate, I mean, it's like I said, guys. It's not the mic. It's not that. The microphone's brand new. It catches everything. It's a very high quality mic. I don't have a soundboard to pass it through for extra filters. So, I'm doing the best I can. I don't, well, only some of you are hearing it, so I don't know what to tell you. If some of you are hearing me, I can't turn the fan off. There's no off switch on it. If some of you are hearing me fine and some of you aren't, then that means it's YouTube. It's not me. God, we spend so much time talking about the damn sound because there's a slight little problem. I mean, I'm sorry. I can't get rid of all the sounds. If some of you only hear me and you don't hear static or feedback or anything like that, then it's YouTube that's the problem. It's coming from the YouTube server, not from me. Either way, doesn't matter. We all move on with life. Yeah, I can see the mic gain going. It's the mowers and stuff that are outside and that. I'm watching the mic gain. So, but no, I adjust your focus. It's just, I mean, people keep saying it over and over and over again. There's nothing I can do about it. So, I mean, I'm just thankful that Steve got me this mic. I mean, this thing is insane. It's just insane. I'm not logging out and coming back. And, you know, more than half the people say it's fine. So it's fine. I'm leaving it at it's fine. So, I don't have a soundproof booth I can sit in. I mean, God. So at any rate, what are your guys' opinion about what happened to Tucson? We talked a lot about Padilla, but what about what happened to Tucson? There, I turned the freaking mic gain down a whole bunch. Now people are going to say I'm too quiet. Big E, I don't think that was blood from him. I mean, I'm just guessing, but I grabbed, what's it, J-Spur 210. I grabbed his video and I zoomed in on the, see, I knew it. I turned the mic gain down and then you guys say you can't hear me. So, whatever. I grabbed J-Spur's video and I zoomed in on the blood spots. And to me, it didn't look like blood. But that's coming from a zoom in pixelation. Albert, it's all fine, dude. They're all fine. The cables are fine. Everything is fine. There's fans going. There's lawnmowers going. There's all kinds of crap going. This is a freaking super high quality insulated cable. Yes, what they did to Tucson was just insane. So the cables weren't loose. I didn't move the cables. I didn't do anything. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff going. There's, ladies, no, God, when you carry on for a half hour about the same thing, I can't fix it. I hate when half the people say it's fine and half the people say there's a problem. It's really frustrating. I didn't do anything. Some lawnmowers went off outside. Now somebody's running a car right outside. So I'm not touching anything. I'm not moving anything. I'm not unplugging anything. I'm not signing off and signing back in. None of it. Okay? We're going to talk about Tucson. Not about a damn tiny little sound. No, he might be trespassed now, but he wasn't originally. So all I know is they hit him with resisting arrest and interfering. So that's what they did it. I didn't hit anything. It was lawnmowers stopping and cars leaving. That's what it was. I didn't hit anything. I didn't do anything. I keep saying that. I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything to make it start, and I didn't do anything to make it stop. You gotta understand, this is a busy area. There's like constant things going on. People playing music, people starting vehicles, people driving around. No, I'm just saying, Archer, it gets really annoying when people carry on for a half hour about something I have no control over. I literally didn't do anything. I didn't touch anything, nothing. I put my hand up here, but I didn't actually do anything. I was kind of like pointing at the mic, saying, I don't know what it is. I want to talk about important things. You know, like Tucson. What happened to him? That was ridiculous. I personally, I hope to God people donate to Tucson and help him get enough to sue the shit out of them for what they did. You're right, Alzheimer's, but they've already tried that. They contacted all the news medias, all within reach of that area. No, he was not trespassed before the video, not Tucson. So, yeah, I know we were all watching the Batman stream too, Kayaks, thank you. I loved it. Batman was feeding them a boatload of sarcasm and they didn't catch any of it. We don't have an update beyond he's out. I've sent a bunch of people texts asking them to let me know if something happens. I hope they took him to the hospital to get looked at. You know, not just a police hospital visit, because you know, when the cops take you to the hospital, they rush you through. So, man, this freaking phone, where the connector, the USB connects is going, I have to like slightly wiggle it a fraction of a millimeter. So, yeah, Batusi, Batman. Batusai. A lot of us call him Batman. But I really hope to God that Tucson sues them. They had no right to do that to him. I mean, if he had started out with hitting them or something, I get it. But he didn't. All they did was they tell him to go across the street, and then they didn't even give him a chance to finish his sentence. Yeah, that's what they got Tucson with, Allentown. Welcome, by the way. Is that Allentown, New York? Or somewhere else? So, yeah, Tom Kenny, on my channel, I did a side-by-side. It's not 100% perfect on the audio because they recorded at two different frame rates. I lined up the audio and all that perfectly at the beginning of the video, but by the time they get to where they were attacked, because of the frame rate differences, the audio was slightly off. But yeah, I didn't want to edit the videos. I didn't want to change the frame rate of the video to match up perfectly. I wanted to preserve the integrity of the videos. And no, Padilla's been out. He's been out since like late last night, middle of the night. Yeah, so Padilla's been out for a while. Tucson just got out within the last hour. So Padilla was actually waiting with Wolfman for Tucson to get out. I'm surprised they didn't run out and grab him out in the parking lot, trying to say he was trespassing out in the parking lot. You know, I'm not a real big fan of when people leave comments like the cops should be killed and shot and all that, guys. Just so you guys know, somebody just did it on one of my videos, but I delete comments like that because I don't advocate towards violence against the police. So I'm not going to say on national internet where anybody can watch this and read any of the comments and all that, I will not advocate towards harm against police officers or anybody else. So, P.S. News. So they did go to the hospital. Okay. Allentown. Well, I hope he's right. I hope he's right. I know Felipe was trying to help. I saw him in the channels talking about it, so hopefully he's able to help. Like I said, man, I'm over the whole drama bullshit. If Felipe can help, then let him help. Yeah. I mean, just, I don't know if the person that just left that message is in the channel or not, but if you are, please delete the message or just change the text. Otherwise, I'll delete it. I'm just not going to have that kind of stuff on my channel. So, what I don't get, though, is why they felt the need. There was, bare minimum, 3 full-grown men going after them. Bare minimum. Now, we didn't see who else may have run out at the point of Tucson's camera pointing downwards. Um, I don't know exactly how many cops may have shown up after the fact, after the camera was pointed downwards, but I'm sure they had more than enough manpower out there to handle. I don't want to say he's elderly, but an older man with a camera. They certainly didn't need to tase him. Well, thank you for finding the truth. I apologize for the sniffling and that. But they had no. I saw in my personal view of it, which I've rewatched it 1,000 times now. So 55 years old. So he's not that old. He's only like 15 years older than me. He's not that old. But he's not that young. He's not spry. He's not a bodybuilder, none of that. He's just an older gentleman with a camera. Why did they feel it necessary to tase him multiple times? You could hear the taser cutting off and back on. And I think they were using the taser gun, but there's a setting where it can be handheld instead of shooting the probes out. That, or they shot the probes out and kept hitting the button. Either way, he did not deserve that. So, like I said, if they had tased me like that, I would literally be dead. I would. I could not survive it. So, to think that, I heard him say something to the effect of, "You can't make me leave," or something like that. But he was like, didn't even really get to finish a sentence before they grabbed him. So, they had no right to grab him to begin with because they didn't even give him ample opportunity to leave the property. They know that everybody's going to dispute that. Nobody's just going to kowtow and do what they say instantly. I mean, if they do, they need help. But, you know, they should have expected he would at least ask a damn question. So the fact that they didn't even let him finish his question or statement and then grabbed him. So, yeah, you're right, New Jersey. Excessive force. Thank you. I couldn't think of the word. That was definitely excessive force. They had no reason to grab him to begin with, but then to escalate it to the point of using a taser? Really? Now, excuse me. What I couldn't tell was, did they tase Padilla as well? Because it sounded like they were both screaming. Now, maybe they were just twisting his arm or something. I don't know. But I just want to know, did they tase Padilla as well? You're right, Allentown. They should have to pay for it. If cops had to pay their own liability insurance, you're absolutely right. They would not act like this. Because every time they got sued, their liability would go up. And after 2 or 3 times, the liability would get dropped. Which means they'd have to pay out of pocket any settlements reached from that point on. So, thankful there wasn't a car coming down the street. I'm not quite sure what you mean by that, Roger. But, yeah, I did hear it did sound like they were both screaming. So, I'm wondering if they were like twisting his arm or something. You're right, Kayaks. He wasn't. Padilla was complying at the point when the camera was still watching him before they grabbed Tucson. Padilla was complying. He was basically doing what he does. He starts talking into the camera as they're cuffing him. He does it every time. Well, every time he's politely. I mean, when he was getting thrown to the floor, it was a little different. But, yeah, you're right, Ladybird. Baltimore is threatening to stop defending. Well, that's good. Thank you, New Jersey. I didn't know that. That's good information. Right, Ian, but that's just it. They didn't even give him a chance to move back. They literally, you hear them say, "You need to move across the street." And then you start to hear his reply. He does not complete his reply before the camera is forced downward. Welcome back, China. We, of course, missed you. Damn it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you going inside.
There is no phone allowed in the courtroom, please. If you can return
Yeah,
that to
this
your
is not a
vehicle.
courtroom.
Yes, sir, it is a courtroom. I need you to step out, please.
Why is that?
Sir, step out, please.
Look, they're kicking him out already.
Go ahead and step on out. Let them know.
They're trying to kick
Step
him out
out,
already.
sir.
Hey, don't touch me, sir. Don't touch me.
Oh shit! That guy's pushing him out. They're
Don't
pushing.
touch me, sir. Don't put your hands on me. I don't care
Hey,
what you
Piggy,
do.
Piggy,
Don't
calm
put your
down.
hands on me. Do not
Piggy,
put your
calm
hands
down.
on me.
Calm down, Piggy.
Do not put your hands on me.
Don't touch him, Piggy.
You can't tell me. You cannot tell me. You cannot tell me I cannot stand here. Guys, I can't even.
He got assaulted by Piggy right
here,
there.
guys. Don't ever put your hands on me again, sir. Don't ever. Okay? You have no right. Both of my hands are occupied.
Off the sidewalk.
Hey, I'm in a public place. You can't. This is a public sidewalk. I will be here, sir. I am not blocking this, sir. You take
Piggy,
your fat
calm
ass
down.
aside. Go play with your other asshole friends, dickhead.
Well, you guys saw that my man got assaulted.
Yep, he did. He assaulted me less than probably 3 minutes of being in there. I got assaulted by that little guy. I don't know his name. I need your name and badge number, sir.
I will be with you just
I
a
need your
minute.
name and badge number. Sir, I need your name. Hey, I need your name and badge number.
You stand across the street right now.
Okay,
You
I
stand
need your name and badge number.
right across the street.
This is a public sidewalk, guys.
You're gonna get tased, guys.
It's a public sidewalk. I didn't do nothing.
Okay, now you guys saw that. The guy, cop said, you need to move across the street. And he started talking, and immediately they put his hands on him and started pushing him backwards. So you can see right there that they did not give him a chance to even move.
Don't you resist, buddy.
I didn't
Don't
do
you
nothing.
resist.
Tased.
Don't you resist.
You will get tased.
I didn't do nothing, guys.
Stop resisting, buddy. Do not Pick up a police report. Stand right back here. A little farther back.
You know what makes that worse? The cop nonchalantly walking with his camera like it's no big thing, nothing's going on. Just nonchalantly walking away with the camera. I mean, you guys saw that, you guys heard it. He barely had the opportunity to even walk away. You know, the cop said, you need to move across the street. He started to reply, and they immediately started pushing him back, putting hands on him. That's literally all that happened. And then it escalated in an instant. Let's see. His video is kind of long, but I'll see if I can pull it up. Yeah, that cop walked away like it was nothing. Just kept on nonchalantly walking away with the guy's camera. No big deal. Come on. Okay, so, yeah, see, his video is 25 minutes long. Let's see if I can find the spot. Okay, there you go. Rotate stand camera. Yeah, Jasper's still learning, so you guys, just be patient with him. He still
We're
hasn't
down
really
here at
figured out
Neon
the
Valley,
camera.
where Mexican Padilla just got arrested. So there's somebody there now coming out here. So let's see what happens. There's a lady at the door. She's just watching me. I don't see no blood on the sidewalk.
Hey, Rico, welcome back.
I don't see no blood on the sidewalk. Oh, you know what? I do see some blood on the sidewalk.
You know what? That does look like cleaned up blood or like dried out. Like it'd been there about an hour or two. The more I look at it, see, when I zoomed in on it, it was all pixelated, so I couldn't really tell. But I also didn't put it on my bigger screen, which is probably really stupid of me, but
I don't know if you guys can see.
that's blood. That is blood. That's not juice. That's not ice cream. Look at the way it's laid out. Look at the color. If you've ever seen blood dry on concrete before, which I have, that's what it looks like. Ian, I looked all over the videos. I zoomed in on them all. Not all of these spots were there prior to the altercation. I know a lot of them were. There wasn't a boatload of blood like they said. Some people assumed there was like gallons of blood, but there wasn't. But that spot that I was just showing, it's a small spot right where Tucson was when they were racking them up. Now, to me, I'm not a professional, all that, but I have seen dried blood on concrete, and that's what that looks like to me. I mean, like I said, I'm not a pro, I'm not a CSI, none of that. All I can do is tell you what my opinion is. My opinion is it does give the appearance of blood dried on concrete. I could be completely wrong. Well, somebody unsubbed from me. Somebody didn't like me. Probably a troll. I did hit 630, but I'm back down to 629. Happens every day. But At any rate, like I said, I'm no CSI. I could be completely wrong. But to my non-professional eye that has seen blood on concrete before, it looks like blood on concrete. Yeah, it is small. It's like a few drops. It's not a boatload. And it just looks like a few drops. Right. You're right, Ian. If they use the tasers with probes, then yes, it could cause blood. Reek, I know. I was just laughing. It's funny. Every day, there's like 4 or 5 subs that sub and unsub every single day. So, at any rate, that looks like just a few drops. Allentown. I'm in Rochester, New York. I'm actually waiting to hear from another upstate New York auditor to see if he wanted to go out today. I haven't heard from him. But, like I said, that could be a tiny spot of blood from probes from the taser. Or it could be maybe, he started a nosebleed. Who knows? All I know is it does look like a little drop of blood. And I do it to try to get the damn notifications to work. Yeah, Allentown, you're not terribly far from me. Road trip. Come on up here. I really, 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 really want to go audit Kodak. Kodak World Headquarters. It's here in downtown Rochester, big giant building. I just, of all places, Kodak, the king of cameras. Yeah, I know, it's frustrating. Most of the time, Tay tells me when somebody's live, and that's how I find out. And more often than not, I do not get the notifications. Yeah, about 4.5, depends on how fast you drive. I've been to Allentown before. I've been to most of PA before. But there's also an Allentown, New York, so that's why I had asked. A cuddly little bear. Okay. Hope that's a good thing. Well, see, what I was thinking about, I was kind of tossing the idea back and forth, is doing kind of something like Black Label did with seeing if they can get my subscribers to help me get down to Texas. But I don't think that'll ever happen. Yeah, I know, Steve, I don't. I usually see your live randomly. I know you go live around noon every day, give or take. So that's why I always look around then. But I would love to get down to Texas. I know I can't afford that. Plain and simple. But I would love to go down to Texas. I mean, it's a pipe dream, but I mean that's a very expensive trip. But it would just be awesome to be able to go down there and do the audits with the other guys and hit them places, especially Leon Valley. Oh, that's nice of you, Steve. Albert, that's where I am right now. I basically live in the border of technically the address is Rochester, but it's also Fairport, which is really stupid, but that's where I am. Canal Days is annoying. They shut down streets and all that crap, and they block a lot of fishing. Boomer, yeah, the only problem is, see, I'm not worried about probation too much because I haven't violated it at all. So I've got a good standing on probation, and I don't intend on breaking any laws. I'm still working. I had the money to pay all the fines, but I had to hire 2 people to help move my mom in with me. So that kind of took a little money away from my probation fine fund. I'm actually waiting for my probation officer to come get the money. He said he'll call me when he's going to come this way. Well, yeah, he would let me leave the state, but all I got to do, like I said, I had to hire 2 people to help move my mom in. I couldn't do it all myself. I tried. So I was able to get the truck and that, but I just couldn't do all the lifting myself. So, but that's neither here nor there. I'll get it taken care of somehow. But I would love to get down to Texas. I mean, I'd love to hit California too, but I'd really love to hit Texas and I'd love to hit Chicago. And obviously, the whole surrounding areas of Chicago. Albert, I love when you make blind jokes. Just makes it all the more funny. I mean, I got bad eyesight. Like, everybody kept picking on me. When I first started live streaming, I couldn't find my glasses. So I was constantly, like, right in the camera, trying to read. And everybody picked on me about being blind. Yeah. Well, Amanda's amazing. Let me tell you guys, okay? When I was still on the fence about auditing and hadn't really become educated to the whole movement, I still was a fan of her. Even back then. I still posted comments on her videos because she does great work. She's the one that inspired me to actually learn to do video editing beyond just slapping some videos together. Beyond just taking an intro, slapping it on somebody else's video, and then putting an outro on it and calling it done. She's the one that really inspired me to actually dig deeper into video editing. I saw she did an audit of I believe it was a private investigator, that one. And the intro for it, she made it like the 1980s type, like Cheers and all those TV shows back then. How the color looked on it back then, the music she used. It was just, I loved it. She did such great work that I wanted to be able to do that. So that's what I did. So she was definitely my inspiration for learning to edit videos beyond just a simple slap together video. And to this day, I still learn more every day. I'm constantly tweaking videos and editing and learning how to do more. And I've been making people's intros and outros and, things like that. So, which is just another way for me to try to earn money. But of course, a lot of people don't pay for that. I was talking about Amanda, Pink Camera Magic. She's the one that was like my inspiration for learning to edit videos. So I love that video, and she does such great. She's good at making it comforting. Like when you're watching it, and she eases into the video is good. She doesn't take too long with intros. You know, she did a video. I had made a video, and she mirrored it. But what she did was she gave it a beginning. Like I had done an Almost Park video. Like I called it officer training or some crap. And I was just poking fun at the Almost Park cops. She made a beginning to that where they started life as piglets coming out of the mother. It was just really cool that she'd added that beginning to my video. New Jersey's having a whole conversation with himself from 2 different aspects. Hey, Christian Katz. Haven't seen you in a while. Excuse me. Stretching over here. Sorry, all my tobacco's like just out of reach. General encounter responses. Yeah, but it does look like you're talking to yourself from two different people's perspectives. Man, it's getting more and more humid. Albert, I have to ask. On your I know you have like a reader thing, but for the vocalization, when it reads it back to you as words, when you get a message from directed at you from China, does it say, like, literally say, "Hi Albert, smiley face, pink heart, smiley face, blow kisses, smiley face, pink heart"? I gotta know. Hmm. Okay, I just had to know. I don't know if I would enjoy that or not. Maybe you should take that into consideration, China. Every time you send a message to Albert, maybe not so many emoticons. You guys should come up with a special one or the meaning for you too. Got it posted on DW. What do you mean in Eastern Kentucky? Yeah, hey Michelle. Albert, I've never seen one of those Braille machines. They like literally does it print it out on paper? Is it like a machine that just lifts certain pins to lay out the all right, New Jersey. Thanks for coming in. Does it like just push up pins to give you the Braille layout for what was just said? Oh, okay. In the interim, what do you guys think about Good Citizen of the North's arrest? I thought that was bullshit too. And Furry's for that matter. I mean, God, Furry's arrest was ridiculous. Come on, hate speech from Furry? That's just absurd. When I saw that Furry had been arrested for hate speech, I couldn't believe it. And then them raising the bail to 75 grand? Oh, Chris and Katz, do you know what happened yesterday? If you don't know what happened yesterday, Chris and Katz, there's a video on my channel I posted yesterday. It's Padilla and Tucson Police Sucks together getting arrested. Go watch it. It's a side by side with both of their videos. I mean, but that's what I mean, Albert. The Braille display. Is it like something that's full of pins and it just lifts the pins up for a second for you to feel? They are, Michelle. They're absolutely pushing back. All right, Allentown. Well, if you want to talk, my email's on my About page. And of course, if anybody wants to donate to the channel, my PayPal's right there on the screen. I would love to build up enough to go to Texas. I really would. I can't stop thinking about it. Ever since that happened yesterday, of course, I would also, I would love to go to California and meet Furry face to face and go auditing with her. Sorry. I was reading what Chris and Kat said as I was talking. But you were having quite the argument about Furry's arrest? Well, you have to fill us in. I wasn't there. I caught it after the fact. I actually saw it through, Bullet SpongeBob posted a notice about her being arrested. That's how I found out. Can I leave the state? Yes, Michelle. You can leave the state even if you're on probation, as long as, and you keep calling me Brain. Okay, Albert. That's cool. But yes, Michelle, as long as, because I'm in good standing with my PO, I haven't broken, I haven't violated at all. I haven't failed any drug tests, any alcohol tests, anything. So yes, I can leave this. All I have to do is call him and say I'm going to leave the state for a while. I already asked him because I really would like to go out to Texas and, especially after yesterday. I can't imagine Kristen Katz losing her temper. That's just like unfathomable. Steve, yeah. Well, you guys don't, I don't want to muscle in on somebody else's stream trying to raise money for me to go to Texas. If people would like to help me, that's fine, but I'm not going to push the matter. I don't want to be seen as somebody that just trying to get money to go places. I fully intend on, I want to go down there and I want to hit Leon Valley. I would love to go to Crowley. Absolutely love that. And then, if possible, like San Antonio, where Slacker got picked up quite a few times. You were on live talking about the hate speech. Well, yeah, Chrissy Cat, she wouldn't, though. You're right. I mean, oh, God. I would love to, God, I can't stop thinking about it, especially after what happened yesterday. Oh, my God. But, yeah, Christian Cats, that was ridiculous. Everybody knows Furry would never do that. Yeah, apparently I haven't, Tay. You're right. I've never seen Christian Cats go off. I've never seen Boomer go off either. I've seen Ladybird go off. I've seen Tay go off. Rika, I love watching Rika. When she's responding, when people try to go at her, oh my God, the wit that comes out of Rika. Cactus. Michelle, I know, it's funny. People have been doing it my whole life. My teachers used to do it. They'd go to write Brian King on the chalkboard, and they'd write Brain King. And then, of course, the whole class would pick on me. Ladybird, I honestly haven't even heard of that. Yeah, go off. Like that day when Hemming was in here, you went off. Yeah, I know, Rika. That's what's best about you is you don't tolerate any ridiculousness, anything, even from me. Even if you don't agree with what I say, I still appreciate what you say. The fact is, you're a very smart woman with great wit. I love watching you go off on people, and you do it so subtly. That's the best part. Yeah, China, I have never seen you go off either. You're right. I can usually judge your mood, though, by the number of emoticons you put. How many other people would just love to go down to Texas, especially after what happened yesterday? That, and I could maybe get to visit Tay Lin. That would be great. Tay's been like my best friend through all this, you know, my confidant, my friend, my somebody I can vent to, everything. Oh yeah, I know. I hate that whole social justice warriors bullshit. That's like when people label. I know, Tay. I know you're in Texas. I just don't know how close I would be to you if I went to like Leon Valley. Oh, I went off on Honest Gas too. He pissed me off. The shit he was saying about depression is a choice and all that. Yeah, that pissed me off to no end. Yeah, Steve, that would be great. Hey, Steve, you got like a garage or something I could crash in if I could get down there? I mean, I don't mean to impose, but I'd be lucky if I could get enough for the travel, let alone, car rental or anything else, which I couldn't even do until I could renew my license. No, I'm not judging you, Ladybird. Jesus. We were laughing about people going off on other people because Chris and Katz went off on somebody the other night. That's what we were talking about. Chris and Katz, I went into Honest Gas live stream that night when he started talking, and he started talking about depression is a choice and anxiety is a choice, and what is it? OCD is not a real disability of any kind, and things like that. And I went off on him. Oh, I've done it too in Eastern Kentucky. I get food from a damn food shelter right now. That's how I eat. I get expired and rotten food. Oh, I do, Tay? Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to take that off. That's okay. If somebody donates money to you, you'll get it. That's fine. I didn't go into the editor before I went live like I normally do. Steve, well, I wouldn't want to impose. I mean, it's just, with the cost of airfare and everything. Yeah, you're right, Boomer. I'm going through it. I know all about it. That's why it pissed me off so much. Somebody that thinks that depression is an honest choice, that's just ridiculous. I mean, yeah. Try living the life that some of us live, and we'll see how they think of it as a choice. Man, the more I think about it, the more I think it'd be freaking awesome. Go down there, hit Crowley, hit Leon Valley. Rika, well, He may believe that that's possible, but there's those of us that have been trying for a very long time, very actively trying, and had no difference. I'm not a fan of taking medications. I'm not at all. I honestly, I hate it. But the fact is, there are certain medications I have to take. Albert, I respect everybody's opinions. What pissed me off was that he didn't respect other people's opinions about it. That's why it was so annoying. He refused to respect other people's opinions about it and their experiences. I think Lady Bird's mad at me for some unknown reason. I was only laughing because I said I've only seen her go off once. Yeah. I mean, there's certain medications, if I didn't take them every day, I'd be dead. So, China. Yeah, I've tried that too. I've tried changing my handwriting. I couldn't even do that. And I practiced to high hell. Don't let me write cursive because I'll be the only one that can read it. You need cocaine. I guess that means no auditing, huh, Bullet? How's your wife doing? Well, Ladybird, it's hard to tell because you're always yelling. Did you watch that video, Chris and Kat? Oh, welcome back, Paul. Oh, well, I'm sorry, Bullet. I hope she feels better. Okay, Kat, that's fine. The only reason I say watch mine is because it's got the side-by-side. Albert, no, you don't sound ignorant. It's true. I try that all the time. I try to say, look, you have your opinions, I have mine. Let's leave it at that. Let's agree to disagree. But you get people that just drag it out, and they want to fight. Well, that's good, Bullet. I should be on it, but all the bullshit that happened because of doctors and whatnot. It's funny, man. I can watch this mic gain and the tiniest sounds get registered. Well, Bullet, once she recuperates a little bit, or a lot, whichever. I try to be, Albert. I try to keep my heart rate low. That's what I do. All right, Bullet. Well, go get some sleep, man. We'll just see you later. You know, if you need me for whatever I can try to help with, you got my number. You're not a spaz, Rika. You're honest and you're witty. So the two go hand in hand with you. America, no. I don't like having that thing on there. You know what? When Furry and I, the very first time I talked to Furry, or I didn't even talk directly to her, it was a comment, but yeah, hydrocodone, I would have to take 10 times as much. But at any rate, it was when I was still on the fence about auditing and the whole movement. It was when Furry got arrested at Rampart. And I posted a comment on the video. Being honest, I just, from what I understood of the laws in California, blah, 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 I had said something to the effect of it seemed like the arrest itself was legit, but the rest of it was not. They were at, the whole filming was legal, blah, blah, blah. And Furry took offense to it. And she left me a comment, expressing her furriness. And so we didn't talk for a long time. And I did an apology video to her because she wouldn't talk to me. And, I really wanted to express to her that I was sorry for making her mad and that. See, I understand Furry's life because of the way I grew up and the people I grew up around. So I understood her lifestyle and her life choices. And I wanted her to know that. And eventually I got to talking to Mrs. Potato, who in turn put me in contact with Furry. And we squashed whatever differences we had. And now Furry and I are friends. I think Furry's fantastic. I think she's an amazing auditor, and I think she's an amazing person. I think she's been through a tremendous amount in her life, and she's still staying strong. To go through everything she's gone through and still be that strong of a person, that is amazing. Sorry, somebody sent me an email. I'm not sure why, but I guess I'll have to watch what they're pointing out for me to... See, Furry even replied on the video I posted last night, giving me all of her little emoticons that she only gives to people she likes. Man, I have no idea how to even say this person's name, but if you guys want to read something interesting, go read the comment at your leisure, of course. You don't have to go right now, but yeah, Tarika, some people, that's how you judge whether they're mad or not or whatever. But some person with AR47YRR4P, whatever, they left a comment on the video I posted last night with the side by side, and he says something interesting. So at your leisure, just read it. Deadly, I watched the live stream. I had the live stream going on my phone while we were in here. I watched when Batusai was in there. I was trying to get his permission to mirror the stream. But pregabalin, as in other words, Lyrica. I'm on Lyrica. I was on gabapentin for a long time. I was on 3,600 milligrams of gabapentin a day, and it stopped helping at all. So now I take 600 milligrams of Lyrica a day, and it helps a hell of a lot more. Pregabalin, Lyrica is a lot stronger than gabapentin, and it helps. I mean, I've got neuropathy in my feet really bad, and it helps. I'm sorry, Tay. I mean, I know what you're going through is rough. I wish I could help. We're trying to get me down to Texas. I'll come help you. Dihydrocodeine. Mm. A lot of people don't realize that codeine, morphine, and heroin are all the same. They show up the same on a drug test. The only difference is street heroin is what it's cut with. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to get in to see a medical marijuana doctor. I just found out one of the doctors in my PCP's office is licensed for New York State medical marijuana. So I was on opiates forever. I wish I still was, but the whole fake opioid epidemic really ruined that for me. Well, yeah, it's the same thing, America. Gabapentin, Neurontin, same thing. Chemically identical. Zantac, no. Rika, they won't let me own a gun anyways, so. Tay, I already said, yeah, I know. I said, sorry, I forgot to go into the editor before I went live and take it off. Yeah, Rika, with my legal history, there's no way they'd give me a CCW. I wish I could, but they won't. Deadly, I have researched it. I researched the hell out of it. I tried it. Didn't do a damn thing. Yes, I caramba. Tay, I said it right after you did. Jeez. As soon as you said in the channel that it was on there, I said, okay, I'm sorry. China, I could take 30 of those at once and it wouldn't do a damn thing for me. Captain Coke. I like Jameson Black Label, ice cold. Yeah, I know, Bullet. Somebody else is talking about that, which, if I'm not mistaken, is illegal because that's legal public record. Hydrocodone is just Vicodin. Yeah, it's not powerful at all. I've been on literally everything from tramadol straight through to fentanyl. Well, I was on 3.6 grams, 3,600 milligrams a day of gabapentin, and it wasn't doing anything for me anymore. Dilaudid, I was on. Dilaudid's only good when it's through IV. In pill form, not so much. In pill form, I could take 24 milligrams of it, and it wouldn't do anything. IV form, I could take about 2 milligrams. That's just from being on medication for 14 years. Albert, do you realize your converter keeps calling her Cactus instead of Christian Cats? Yeah, I know, Michelle. That's what sucks. Drug court, always avoid drug court, even if you got to take a plea deal. or if you got to do the time. Trust me. Oh, okay. I didn't know that you guys with the name thing. I didn't know. Yeah, bullet. Because of being on probation, I can't touch that till I get the quote unquote green card from a doctor. All right, Christian Cats, thanks for stopping in. Yeah, I've chosen time over drug court before. Deadly, 600 milligrams is what they deem to be the. Okay, here's what it is. In the doctor's handbook of pregabalin, Lyrica, in their handbook, it says nothing above 300 milligrams makes a difference. However, I told my doctor I've been on higher than 300 milligrams, and it does make a difference. So he put me on 600, and it did make a huge difference. Rika, drug court is like if you get busted, with, say, a couple bags of heroin, for example, or a couple pills. You get busted for whatever reason. Of course, they do an illegal search on you, they find them. You go to jail. Now, say you don't have much of a record or no record at all. What they're going to try to do is, instead of taking it to trial, they're going to try to offer you a plea deal. And that plea deal, anything drug related, they offer you drug court, which is basically you have to report to this court sometimes 3 or 4 times a week for drug tests. You have to seek drug counseling. You have to have chemical dependency program put on your medical record, and all those things. That's what drug court is. Now the problem with drug court is if you screw up once, if you get a false positive on a drug test or whatever, they stick you in jail, sometimes to serve out your full sentence. Boomer, 300 milligrams a day is not the max. I'm on 600 milligrams a day. 600 milligrams is the legal max by the FDA countrywide. Yeah, Rika, drug court sucks. Basically, in a nutshell, it sucks. It's almost always better to just take your time or take a different plea deal than drug court. Drug court is so hard to do. It is so hard. I mean, you can like wipe your hands with that alcohol sanitizing stuff, and they'll say, "We smell alcohol on you. You go back to jail." Secret, they're not. I don't get no side effects at all from Lyrica. Not a one. I've been on it a long time since it came out. I was on it back then, and they switched me to gabapentin because they wanted to see if that would work better. So I was on the maximum of gabapentin, 3,600 milligrams a day. Didn't do anything, so they put me back on Lyrica, and I'm at 600 milligrams of Lyrica. 2 of these. Two of these. You can't really see it, but that's a 300 milligram Lyrica. I take 2 a day. Yeah, morphine's good in the IV. Well, I mean, it's heroin, of course. It's great in the IV. You feel wonderful. Yes, pregabalin is Lyrica. Yeah, drug court sucks. All right, guys, look, I've been gone for almost 3 hours. You know, Monkey and other people are live. I really, honestly, guys, I really would love to get down to Texas. I mean, I doubt it'll ever happen. It would be nice, but I doubt it. But wishful thinking. I appreciate you all coming and hanging out with me and, you know, spending almost 3 hours with me. So, I don't know, go hang out in Monkey's chat. Tell him I said hi, you know. Otherwise, you know, I'll just catch you all on the next one, all right? Again, thank you all for coming. Tay, I'll fix the screen so it doesn't have your info on there. And, yeah, I'm just going to keep on wishful thinking. So, thank you guys.